Hello and welcome to the Iceman channel. I'm gonna make sure that I'm talking straight into the microphone today. I've been doing a lot of things. Research into Hitag2 the last weeks because that's who I am. I get stuck in things and I want to improve things, especially the tools that I use every day, like my Proxmox. The reason why I ended up doing this video is because let me start from the beginning. I wanted to read my car key. This little key has a transponder that is Hitag2. Now, Hitag2 is susceptible to a whole heap of different crypto attacks. It's made by famous paper Gone in 360 Seconds by Rule and Flavio Garcia. The Proxmox code, Hitag2, sucks. We don't have very good support for the known attacks. The one tool that has it is this, the RF Idler. Like that, RF Idler, Adam Laurie. So looking at that one and trying to understand what was going on made me go back to the talks from Kevin Sheldrick 2018 about all the different attacks that was implemented and is implemented nicely in the RF Idler source code. We don't have that in the Proxmox world. Going back to the 360 Gone in 360 Seconds paper, realize things, and then going forward to 2018 again, where something called Hitag2 Hell was released, which is a GPU-based solver that does it really fast by a master thesis by Aram Verstegen, and Rule was his professor. So they made that one. That tool got improved and is in the Proxmox code. And I wanted to run that one with collected data from genuine car sniffing. So sniffing code sucked. RF Idler is much better. I had to modify my Proxmox with an external antenna like that in order to make it happen. And I still didn't manage to get things sorted out for some years. And then I thought I might be having, if I buy another tool, a clone tool that does it, maybe I can sniff and understand from that one, understand how what's going on and sort things out. So I bought this. This video is about this device. This is empty. I can tell you that one because I took it out. But I will show you why this is so popular. If you search for a Hitag2 cloner, this is one of the devices that comes up. It costs about 100 euros or 100 US dollars, so 110. And you think like, oh great, it's a diagnostics tool and cloner. I can use it. And I can just sniff the traffic and it'll all be good and I can understand. I can look at things. Farther couldn't be true from the truth could be. You get a software package, all right, if it's not virus complaining like crazy and it is a 32-bit executable and you realize when you try to run it, it doesn't want to run. I will show you what I had to do to make it run. So you can do my steps and follow up and do the same thing. I had to actually find and install a Windows XP from 2000 to run this software. I hope you guys have a 32-bit operative system, but this is what I had to do. This is the software you get the bundle. You get an info text saying install software. Attach programmer, install drivers. You have to override some things because it's some old FTDI drivers. And then PC date must be between 2010 and 2011. This software has a built-in deadline. Nasty. I only got it to run on a 24-year-old OS. The software is 14 years old, and I bought this device like 2 years or something like that. Oh god. So, let me show you what happens when you have installed it and you didn't change the time. Nothing happens. And you do it again. You have to and you get not plugged in. And then you get 2 because it gets stuck. Please reconnect the hardware port, not authorized. Alright. Sucks. However, if I change the date to something between 2010 and 2011, but before 1st of April. Alright, so we're trying 17th of February 2011. We try to start it this time, and now it works. Woo! Nothing about the hardware isn't plugged in, anything like that, but now it works. And this is the user interface you get. I hope you see this properly. It has some buttons here. It's the same as this menu drop downs. You have a little explanation about what hardware you have, your description of what the abbreviations are, and you can select password or crypto mode. That's 2 of the 3 different modes a Hitag card is. You can see the transponder data. TD is transponder data coding protocol. It's in Manchester. Transponder type, mine is of 7936. And transponder memory is TM. And you see this is the memory layout of a normal Hitag2 tag, which we see it in the Proxmark. If I take just a normal Hitag2 card with this basic inset, I can read the serial number and it shows up here, which is good. I can't do read all transponder memory. If I do that, it will fail. It fails because this device or this tag is in crypto mode. But it doesn't conclude that. But it gives you a maybe it's in crypto or the wrong password. Okay. So I know it's in crypto mode and I know it's the default key that's down here. So you can also load this crypto key from file. I don't know the size of that file. I guess it's 6 binary bytes or something. Or the factory CAK, which is this one. Now this card has that. So let's go ahead and read all the transponder memory. Load transponder memory. So you can save transponder memory. And you can reload it back with a crypto key. I haven't found any of those files or binaries anywhere. I don't know how the format looked like. These 2 here, the one is read around that's right, so it's really close to mispress. Don't do that. Especially not this one here, that's right config byte. This byte here is the config byte of the Hitag2 card, and don't fiddle with it because it has to do with this and what kind of type you want to do. So don't do that. Just, you set it up for failure. I don't see anything here involving analytic. This is just a software that can read a tag with some keys. And my question is, of course, where's the keys? I don't know. So I looked more and I found this little function here. It's this little button here and it says advanced functions. Oh, that sounds interesting. And it gives you this car things and other, when it says will be implemented in the nearest update. Never happened. So I go for BMW, Audi, or Volkswagen, or Porsche, or Bentley, or Chrysler, and it gives me little buttons here. I was like, okay, cool, what's this? Keymaker. I thought, can I click on this hyperlink? No, you can't, of course. Why would you? Automatically make new keys from car's EEPROM. Okay, cool. That sounds like a car system EEPROM. Okay, cool. So if I press that, I can load something and it wants an emo EEPROM bin file. It doesn't say how big it is and what size it is. And same thing for all of these buttons here. I got some emo binaries and firmware updates from people on the internet because I searched for it. And none of them works. I have yet to this day found any emo file that this software wants in order to do this. So however, it's a very classified way, or the car locksmiths keep it for themselves, or whatever they do, it just doesn't work with this software. If you have it, please let me know in comments or send it to me. Please do that because I'm curious. So I'm stuck with this software and this device. And I'm like, so how does the device know and talk to the key? maybe the device has a way of understanding, or maybe even keeps the keys on the device so it can do it for you. So I had to test it. And I thought, what excellent way to do that with my new Salia logic analyzer. So let me show you how I went out to do that. You see that this is the TXDX. I'm suspecting that this is a serial device, but this is the only way to talk to it. And if you look at the breakout, you will see around here that those two pins, that's the button, that little dot saying where it is oriented. So these two, the second and the third pin from this side here, it has broken up to this little port. So that's RX and TX, so it's easily to debug it. So let's do that. Now you wonder why I'm putting it directly on the pin and not my breakout. It's because I didn't have so much success with reading from the other one. And let me start up the Salia. Ooh. Maybe I should clean this session before. I didn't. All right. Anyway, I added up these two channels here. And then I assumed it was serial. So I just added two async serial analyzers to this one. And one of the problems it's going to see is that I have now configured it correctly to the bitrate of the baud rate of the communications. But it's 30,400. I didn't know that before. So there's an extension plugin that you can download. And that is about baud rate estimates. So I installed now. And it will show you in this little setups on the sides when you do things, when you measure things. It will show you that when you do this. Yeah. So if you see in the width there, it says 38 kilohertz. So that's an indication for 38,400 boards. And if you go for 1 divided by 26.1 microseconds, you will get the same thing. So you can manually calculate it, or you can use that add-on to do it. Thank you, Gentle Kiwi, for the tip. Going back to here, once you set those up, we can now do a sniff. We'll need to do this here like this. We need to set up some things here because, yeah, reasons. You will see why later on. Because it resizes things, so I can't do it. Now I put my card onto the antenna, and I would stop the sniffing, and I will click over here and read serial number, and it's done. And I will expand this one again so you can see it. It says framing issues. That's because we have a problem with one of the ports. That's better. That looked better, didn't it? All right, let's zoom out. So we have now gotten traffic perfectly. So I assumed the baud rate correctly. 8 data bits, neutral, and 1 parity bit. So this is the software sending. This here is the software sending to the device, and this is the device answering. So if we look here, we can see 10BD8810, which matches very nicely to their serial number. So it's sending clear text. So it starts with 04, ends with 11 and 89. I don't know if that's a checksum or something like that. I haven't figured that one out yet. I haven't decoded it at all. So it starts with a simple, let's go to 02, A4, 5FFD. That's what it sends basically. And then it answers and does it again. Great. You go over here so you see it a little bit better. See the UID straight on here. I think the 01, FD01 could be, this is one with the block, and that's the invert of a block. And then 02 something or AO is reading, and that underscore is not that, it's 5F. It's translating into ASCII, which is going to be handy anyway in a minute. Anyway, so we can now read the traffic, what's going on from this software to the device, and it's not encrypted. Perfectly, excellent. So where's the keys? Now, if I change here to a different kind of key, right? Only this that it's already saying that it should be here makes me a little bit worried about it. So let's go and read all pages. We're going to start sniffing. We're going to go over here and read all pages. And we see it's going to fail, and it keeps repeating every read several times. So it tries to read like 5 times the same blocks over and over and over. Wrong crypto key. Great. And if you look at things, let's go there. Yeah. We see here 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66. So it sends the key in clear text to the device. And to the device, and it says, this is a failure message. It's got 00005. So it keeps on sending that failure message over and over and over. Okay. Now I'm getting a little bit worried about this one, because if I go back into this software, oops, and we do factory key, we start sniffing again, and then we do read all the pages with the known key that we have. Done. You see if it sends the key, we can go over here because it's a known key, and this is why it says micron here, is because of the ASCII way of implementation of that known key. That's the known key crypto key on a Hitag2 card is micron and micro for the password. So this is very worrisome in this way of doing it. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's worrisome. Because it means that this device on board does not have any keys. It is all solely dependent on the software to send it to. Good for the software, you guys, but it's just a glorified little RFID reader. It doesn't do anything. It's nothing analytic, and it's just a damn waste of your money, to be honest. You don't need to buy this tool anymore. I did. You can't. It's a nice user interface, of course, if you want to have your keys and you try to write an LF Hitag2 key, of course. Yes, that's what it is. But it's nothing analytic and nothing understanding. It's nothing of it. It's read memory, dump the memory, and restore memory. That's all it does. Doesn't do anything else. Doesn't do any keys, nothing. And it runs on an operative system that is 24 years old, which you need to set up on a date that is 14 years back in time to get this. What a piece of garbage. Just, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I learned something. I hope you learned something. Let me know in comments below what you thought of this device, if you bought it or not bought it, and if you have those emo files, please let me have it, because as it is now, this key of this device, of this software, is completely useless for me. But this didn't stop me though. So in the next video I'm making, you will see what I did to improve the Proxmox code to make it work better and be useful for actually researching and looking at things. I hope you have a good day.